Hi, I'm Jennifer with Warmth and Wellness Knits, and today I'm going to teach you how to do the basket weave stitch, which is just a beautiful classic stitch. I will walk you through how to do this, but basically in the last couple of videos that I've done, I've been teaching you how to do the knit stitch, and I've also been teaching you the purl stitch. And this pattern is a block of 8 stitches made up of the 5 purls and 3 knits. And that block of 8 repeats itself throughout the pattern. So all you need to know is those 2 stitches, and then sort of the pattern that I'm going to teach you in the video today. And hopefully, if you have any questions, you just leave them in the comments, and I do look and I respond. I made a 30 by 50 inch blanket. I used 6 skeins of yarn. My yarn, though, is about 26 yards, 25, 26 yards. And so if you did Bernat, I believe they're 32 inches, so you might need around 5. And Hobby Lobby is 28, so probably 6 skeins. And you should do okay with that. So anyway, just really appreciate you guys, and I love doing these videos, so thank you for subscribing. Let's get into the stitch. Okay, so let's get into it. So the basket weave, as I said, is in blocks of 8. So the first thing to do is to figure out how many loops do I need in my foundation chain. I'm going to be doing a blanket that's 30 by 50. So that means roughly, I need it to be under 30 loops. So if I do 3 blocks of 8, that's 24. And then if I put a border stitch on each side, that's 25, 26. So I'm going to start with 26 loops. If you want to do a bigger blanket, that's more in the range of the 40-ish by 60-ish, then you would add an additional block of 8. So you'd be starting with 32, and then the borders 33, 34. So you'd be starting with 34 loops. Okay, so let's start doing our initial chain. And if you need a refresher on this, please go see my beginning chunky knit tutorial, and I will walk you through it. So I'm going to do my 26 loops, and I will see you when I am at the end of that. Okay, and so I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to just move this out of the way. Flip it over. Now I'm going to knit the dragon humps. So I'm going to take it and do a stitch. It's basically a knit stitch through each of these humps. Oops, grabbed the wrong one. Right there in the middle. So remember, it's this piece right there. Grab this piece right here. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing this to the end of my row. So now we're on row 3. We're going to forget about our first stitch. That'll be our border. But then we're going to do 5 purls, 3 knits, which makes up the basket weave block. And we're going to repeat that, at least for my blanket, 3 times. If you're doing a bigger blanket, you might be adding a 4th or a 5th. So let's do the 5 purls, which is you're going to go from the front to the back. Bring it in the front and push it back. You're going to count to 5. That's 3, 4, and 5. Now we are going to do 3 knits. So we're going to switch it and go from the back to the front. So we finished the first block of the basket weave. We're now going to do the second block of 5 purls. and then 3 knits. And now that's the second block. Here's the third, oh, sorry, we're doing 5 purls for the last block. And we're going to end it with 3 knits. And then we are going to do the border stitch on the side. Pull that up. Now when we go back, we're just going to be, if you look here, as you go back, you're just going to be repeating what you did up top. So you're going to go backwards on it. You're going to go knit 3, purl 5. So you're just repeating the row that you did before. And the way that you could tell a knit from a purl, in case you lose track, the knit, when you lay it down, the knit is flat. You can see it's flat. And then the purl, though, has this little hump. So that's how they stand out from each other. So let's do 3 knits. I gotta get some more yarn. 2, 3, and then 5 purls. Oops. 2, 3, 4. It's really important when you're starting to count the stitches, because these purls can kind of curl under, and so you might miss one. So make sure you're counting 5 purls, then 3 knits, then 5 purls, and then we're back to 3 knits, and then we're ending with 5 purls, and we're going to grab that border stitch and pull that up. Okay, so we're just going to repeat this so that we have a total of 5 rows. So we're going to go back starting with 5 purls and 3 knits. We're going to finish that row, and then we're going to come back and repeat, which means we'll be starting on 3 knits, 5 purls, coming back. And we're going to do it a total of 3 more rows, so that or 3 additional rows, so you have a total of 5 rows in this pattern. And I will meet you back when we're done with row 5. Okay, so if you finished your 5th row, you should be over on the right side of your blanket. And the next row is just going to be a straightforward knit stitch. So just ignore what stitch you did before and just do a clean row of knit. And I will meet you at the end, and we will start the second part of this pattern. Okay, so we did the row of knits. Because purl stitches can be so kind of mischievous and hide, I suggest before we move on that you turn your blanket over and just make sure there's no stitch that has been left undone. If you do have one that we consider a drop stitch, just rip it out and go back. That's why counting stitches when you're beginning and working with a purl stitch can be really helpful. Okay, so now we're going to do the second half of this pattern, which is rows 9 through 13. So the next 5 row, we're going to start with 3 knits, and then 5 pearls. 3 knits, 5 pearls, 3 knits, 5 pearls. And then when we come back around, we're going to do the same stitch. So it'll be 5 pearl and so on. And then we're going to repeat this 5 times. So we're going to do a total of 5 pearls. Excuse me, 5 rows. So I'm going to start with 3 knits. And then I'm going to move this into a purl and do 5 pearl. Oops. 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to walk you through this row. And then 3 knits. And then 5 pearl. Oops. Let me see, how many pearl did I do? 1, 2, 3. Because I'm telling by the lumps there, this one's flat, and these have little humps. So I need 2 more. Then 3 knits. Back to the purl. And then grab the border stitch and pull up. So going back, we're going to do 5 pearl, 3 knit, and so on. So you want to continue, we just did 1 row, and we want to do 5 more. So I will meet you after that. Okay, so again, you should be on the right side of your blanket with your finished 5th row. And can you see the pattern starting to emerge? It's going to be beautiful. Okay, so enough admiring the blanket. So the next row, we are back to the all knit. So you're going to do an all knit. And then, I don't know if you want to screenshot this. I hope you can, this makes sense of this. But then you want to continue the pattern until you are at the length of blanket that you like. And my one recommendation is that when you decide that you're at the end of your blanket, that you don't stop in the middle of like a chunk, you know, one of the 5 rows, that you complete the 5 rows of a pattern. It just makes it a lot cleaner. And so when you get to that point, I'm going to meet you and we will close off the blanket together. I wish this was live so I could answer any questions, but that's not how this works. So anyway, good luck, and I will see you in a little bit. Enjoy. Okay, we're back. So we've done the final grouping of 5 rows, and now we're going to do a row of knit, and then we'll finish off the blanket with a border, or excuse me, just with the final border at the end. And then my thought is that in my next video, I'm going to show you how to actually put a border, excuse me, I can't talk, all around the blanket. And I thought I'd do this one in a really nice light tan. I always like that combination. So I'm almost done here. And then I'll show you how to close off the blanket just in case you wanted a refresher. Okay, so to finish off the blanket, you are going to put a stitch. Okay, so let me back up. So I did the border stitch. I'm now going to put another stitch in there. This helps give it a square, excuse me, you can't see. I put another stitch into the border stitch. This helps it have a square edge. I'm then going to make that big enough so that it can lay right on top of the next stitch. I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to push it through both stitches. And again, it's very important that you don't pull it over to the next stitch. You want it to lay flat on there so it's not tugging. And then take the yarn and push it through both stitches. I'm going to do it another way. So I'm going to take the yarn, push it through the bottom, and then I'm going to take this, take this and push it through and pull this over. Let me do that again since that was a little wonky. Pull the yarn through, take this stitch, pull it through, and go to the next. Or you can do it where you just lay it on. So let's finish up this border. I hope you enjoyed making this blanket. I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's one of the favorites of my customers. It's really just a beautiful classic look. It's perfect if you know how to do the purl and knit. This is a perfect next stitch for you. Oops, that's not long enough. Just gonna lay it over. And I know I have to learn how to speed up these videos so you don't have to sit through this whole thing. But I want to do the closing of the blanket with you. Okay. So, just one more after this. Put it on top. Let me pull this closer. Put it on top of the last. Pull it through. Get your scissors. Cut tail. Pull it through and knot it. And then what I like to do is, get it closer to me. I like to weave it into the back. And then some people like to just weave it and leave it. I have this fear that if I do that, it'll just be flopping around. So I'm gonna light it. And then just find a place to put it where it won't be seen. And there you have it. Your beautiful basket weave blanket. So next time, as I said, I'm going to be doing a border on around this. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and you all take care. Bye-bye.